Today we are trying something a bit different, a narrative story. One written, illustrated, and narrated with AI. Let me know what you think in the comments below. No more delay, let's get into the story.
This story begins suddenly. I'm in a terrible situation. There are children locked in a classroom, in danger and with no way out. We need to leave immediately. I find the door locked. I have no idea how any of us got here. There is panic in the room and a feeling that we are unsafe here. Frustrated and concerned for the safety of the children inside, I searched for another way out. After some searching, I found wooden panels that could be removed to reveal a staircase leading down to the basement. It was the only way out. We descended the dark and dusty stairs, only to find ourselves surrounded by a maze of old computer equipment and electronics. Suddenly, the lights came on, and we saw a figure in the shadows, a staff member. Relieved, we followed the staff member towards what we hoped was safety. But as we made our way through the dimly lit hallway, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Then, as if on cue, the lights flickered and went out. We were plunged into darkness, and I felt a sense of dread wash over me. But just as suddenly as the lights went out, they came back on. And that's when things got even stranger. We were now on a school bus, hurtling down a highway in the middle of a blizzard. I looked over at the other adult who had helped us escape the basement and confided in him about my fear of buses sliding in sand and ice. As if on another terrible cue, the bus careened off the highway and onto a construction site. We were surfing on a pile of snow, and I could see vehicles colliding and piling up to our side. But that was just the beginning of the horror. The bus was forced off the road again, this time onto another part of the construction site. It was then that I saw workers being buried underneath, swallowed up by the bus as it rode on a cushion of white snow. I remember hanging on for dear life, trying to see where the survivors might be. Praying for all of us that the bus would not roll. The driver strained to avoid what he could and bring this giant sled to a halt, but the hill would not let him stop. We careened around embankments and eventually stopped against a guardrail. In another roadway, vehicles colliding with each other to spare the bus a direct impact. When we got out, all we could do was try to save the survivors. While we get to work, I take a deep breath, blink. And then, just like that, we were in a large house. I don't know how we got there or why we were there, but we were stuck. Yet again, there were bodies spread out among many rooms. People, pigs, dogs, all covered with white blankets. It was as if the deaths were too much to bear. Someone just covered them up and moved on. As I walked down the hallway of the huge house, I encountered two dogs. They were friendly, wagging their tails and enjoying the comfort of being pet. But in a sudden moment, they attacked me, viciously trying to go after my neck. I was about to be harmed when the other person with me, who I only barely knew, had a metallic appendage extend from his shoulder, morphing into a laser weapon with a deadly red beam, and a laser shot out, striking the dogs square in the head. The dogs fell to the ground, lifeless. I looked at my acquaintance in shock, grateful for his sudden assistance. Equally confused by this insane development, he simply shrugged calmly and walked on, helping me search for an escape from the house, where many dead animals and humans lay. At that moment, I realized that I was dreaming. The overwhelming feeling of being trapped into a space melted away. It was obvious this was just yet another story, waiting to be put into writing. I wonder how many more there will be.
To conclude this story, I think it would be best to reflect on the power of our own focus as we dream. Dreams are so transiently connected to our focus and momentary whim. Sometimes they run on their own, and sometimes we can shift the entire course with nothing but our own mood. It is with focus, awareness, and our will that we control which side of the path our dream will turn, and we alone hold the key to choose between a dream of paradise or hell. Sometimes we stay on the bridge and go straight to the next morning, and sometimes we take a longer route. Maybe we need a place of comfort or to wrestle with something that we can't process while awake. But regardless of the path we take, it's like the next day's sun will rise. We get to wake up and reflect on our own unique adventure. If you would like to share one of your own with me, I'm considering making more videos like this. Feel free to reach out and I will see if I can tell more stories. While the video game content will continue, it will shift to League of Legends or others. Ideally, the quality of all my content will improve with time. What direction would you like me and this channel to take? Should I create another channel for these tales? For today, this is a one-off side project. Let me know what you think.